I saw this at Five Below for 10 bucks and my wife looked at it and said, "Isn't that Excite Bike?" And I said, "Yeah, it is." And she said, "Is it legal for them to be selling that with Nintendo games?" And I said, "Not necessarily, because I don't think they license the games on these." It's more weird that this was at Five Below than that it exists at all, because usually you see these kind of products in Facebook ads or on Amazon, or someone on YouTube will review them like Mad Little Pixel or Wicked Gamer. But today, I'm gonna be the one to review it, because for 10 bucks, I thought, why the heck not? It's not like it's a huge expenditure of money, and if it sucks, then I don't feel bad about spending 10 bucks on it. I do not endorse the practice of preloading devices with ROMs. You should make your own backups and play the stuff that you own, or you should, at the very least, not sell a device for playing retro games preloaded. Like, if you're gonna put stuff on there, you should do it yourself. Okay, what do we got here? Battery doesn't even come installed in the device. You have to install it yourself. 350 milliamp hours. Do not take the system apart. Do not get it wet. Do not touch the battery directly when it is charged. 400 games. And how many of those 400 games are going to be ROMs that are duplicates of each other, or bootlegs with weird copyright dates in it, like JonTron looking at a power cracker? So better have old school television with old school inputs if you want to use this on a TV. And that's the charging cable. It's about the smallest charging cable I've ever seen. Looks like the screen probably scratches up easily too. It's cheap plastic. Everything about this is cheap. There's not one bit of quality. I mean, it's being sold for 10 bucks, so I guess what do you really expect? I left 2 dots. This D-pad is super stiff. Maybe this button in the middle takes you back to the menu. Oh, yeah, it does. That music is some straight up Mega Man rip-off music if I've ever heard it. Well, let's see here. Now, is that going to be the 3rd Adventure Island game or the 3rd level of Adventure Island? How do you control the freaking volume on this? It's a little dial right here. Man, that just feels so weird to use a dial to control the volume. Okay, let's try Adventure Island 3. Let's see. Oh, it jumped ahead like 10 screens. I guess I gotta hit run or start. Yeah. I'll say this much. It actually is Adventure Island 3 and not the 3rd level of Adventure Island, so again, what the heck? Hammer and nail. Oh, I gotta know what hammer and nail is. What the heck is hammer and nail? Oof. Okay. Yeah. Data device. They would definitely not be happy. Oh, and it's not even playable. It says press start to play. I'm hitting start. It's doing nothing. Well, that's about the quality I would expect for a device like this. Yes, Tango, I can hear you. Turtles 1. I'm going to assume that's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and they didn't have the balls to say it. Yeah, it is. It most definitely is. You all know that music. You all know these levels. And obviously, there's no performance boost of any kind on this because the sprites are still flickering, so. I mean, okay. Let me give you the positives and the negatives here. The negatives are this is an incredible bootleg ripoff of intellectual property that the people who made this device have no right to put on here. Is there even a company name on this box? Tech Solutions, which undoubtedly is just a Chinese clone manufacturer who made the cheapest plastic they possibly could, shoved the cheapest collection of chips in here they could, scraped ROMs off the internet and renamed them. And sometimes they didn't even rename them, like there's Dig Dug, Defender 2, Excite Bike. And then they put a bunch of bootleg Famicom games that only existed in the minds of other developers of bootleg Famiclones. But cheap plastic and all, this actually is not completely terrible. I mean, the D-pad is stiff, but it's functional. The buttons actually do what they're supposed to, although you really don't need 4 buttons in the case of a Famicom game. You only need start and select A and B. And the screen is bright, and it's certainly loud. I mean, I had to turn it down. Look, I do not endorse this product in any way. However, if you didn't have a discerning youth in your household who would know the difference between one handheld game system and another, like a 4 or a 5-year-old, and you bought this for $10 and gave it to them, they'd be happy and they would have fun with it. And maybe that's the only reason this needs to exist, because it certainly doesn't need to exist for legal reasons. In fact, it very much shouldn't, but I guess this isn't the worst thing you could put in a kid's stocking for Christmas, even though this should probably be pulled from stores as soon as possible because they absolutely do not have the rights to any of this stuff. It is actually playable, and if you want something with no ability to load any other ROMs and no save states and duplicate games and bootleg games that shouldn't exist, then this $10 device from Five Below, made by quote-unquote Tech Solutions, is for you. But quite frankly, they should probably take this off the shelves. But some kids are going to end up with this for Christmas anyway, and they might not completely hate it.